Does the audio work on this? 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 Does the audio work on this?
Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Okay. That's not too bad.
What do you seek? Keep to the path.
Alright. So, because we have a couple of armor upgrades we can go after today.
The purpose reveals our way. Trust in
Off we go into the wild blue yonder. It's interesting to see the speed dial up here in the corner. Shows you just how fast you are compared to standing still and walking speed. We are moving really fast right now. So far, this is my favorite area to do questing in Shadowlands. It's, to me, it's the prettiest area. On my Horde tune, I've been doing all of my work in other areas just because the skill set of that area better benefits the rogue. A lot of my guildmates down there are from warmer environs. And so they're not used to some of the wonderful weather we've been getting this year, where it suddenly remembered, oh yes, it's winter. Alright, let's go see if we can score us a piece of armor.
My scouts report that Spriggans have taken over the growth works and are now crafting their own weapons. Exterminate the pests.
don't have a target.
This is honestly one of my least favorite quests of the entire expansion. They like to repeat it, at least up in this area. You're finding tools or whatnot, and the drop rate on some of the stuff is pretty low. The spawn rate on some of the stuff is pretty high, and these little ghostly guys are an absolute nightmare to deal with. Especially with someone who's not terribly heavy in DPS. Got one. Ugh.
yourself a target.
The worst part about these quests is, since it's a daily, a lot of people are going to be out here doing them, and the weapons themselves don't respawn very quickly. So you'll actually spend most of your time doing killing and not getting anything. Especially with these illusionary creatures, they respawn a lot.
I need a target. And it's gonna hurt.
Getting closer. Always got to watch the healing out here because it is really easy to get behind on it. Just what I meant. Yeah, looks like another one coming up the hill. I'm getting lucky, there's one lane over here. So close. So many kills, so little loots. left. Hit him with a stick. There we
Well
go.
done. Those miscreants are enough of a nuisance as it is.
We'll hide. One of the perks of being a druid, you can also be a rogue. Getting in and out of places is convenient. Alright. New headgear. Doesn't match my stuff, but significant upgrade. Looks like I need to do some rearranging here. That other one? Nope, that was in Revendreth. This one, 21 hours, got plenty of time to make it over there. So, let us head back to Glitterfall Basin and take a taxi.
Is this what you need? Thank you for visiting.
Our new internet really seems to be doing the trick for us. I've been able to upload streams much smoother than I used to. It's really nice. Keep an eye on the channel. We'll be doing some other games here. iRacing is another one that I play pretty frequently. Participate in the normal league stuff that you use just to level up, you know, getting new licenses and whatnot. But I also am an active participant in the 24 Hours of Lemons iRacing League. If you're not familiar with the 24 Hours of Lemons, it is a play off of the endurance race at the 24 Hour at Le Mans, except they have strict regulations on the value of the vehicles that you can use. $500 maximum value of the vehicle, not including safety equipment like a roll cage and fire suppression, things like that. And they do this so that people don't just spend a whole ton of money and just to try to be competitive. It's more about taking a crappy car and just seeing if you can make it run for a whole weekend's worth of racing, which does add up to a full 24 hours of racing. And they do tracks all over the United States. Big events. Lemons actually holds a couple of records, world records. One is the most vehicles entered into a single racing event. I want to say it was like 176 vehicles entered into a single race. They also hold the record of being the only sanctioned racing series to hold two 24-hour endurance events at two separate tracks simultaneously, which they said was one of the dumbest things they've ever done, and they'll probably never do it again, but hey, the record's there. As far as iRacing is concerned, a lot of the Lemons races have been postponed or canceled due to, world goings on, and so they have jumped into the world of iRacing because viruses don't affect grouping together in a digital world. And so we have come up with the I Suck at Racing series, where a bunch of us Lemons type drivers and fans drive really crappy cars on tracks that they shouldn't be on, doing really dumb things with them. We have no pedal, no wheel races where you're not allowed to use a steering wheel kit or pedals to drive your car. It has to be something other than that. Some people will use a gamer controller. Other people will use keyboard and mouse. Other people will use flight controls. This weekend we have one guy that's actually going to be doing all of his controls inverted on a steering wheel and pedals. So in order to idle the gas, you have to keep the gas pedal floored. If you let up on the gas pedal, it revs the engine. If you want to steer right, you have to turn your wheel left. And he will be racing at the Sebring Raceway in Florida, which he did a little bit of testing with it. He's going to be using a 1987 Monte Carlo NASCAR, and his testing proved, shall we say, entertaining. He ended up upside down before completing a single lap. Other competitors in the no pedal, no wheel, one guy uses his dog to control the brake and the gas. He puts an accelerometer on the dog's collar. If the dog runs around the house, it pushes on the gas. If the dog stops, it hits the brakes. He is allowed to use a steering wheel just because attaching your gas and brake to your dog running around the house is incredible. And so they pretty much are like, yeah, you can have that. We have trash races where we put cars together that shouldn't be together, like, say, Lotus 49 Formula 1 cars, and then Lucas Oil Off-Road Pro 2 Light stadium trucks. And it'll race those against each other. We take Skip Barber Training School race cars and Mazda MX-5s and race them on a figure-8 track at Irwindale with a ramp. Just, stupid crap like that. It's, nobody actually wins any races. They pick the winner of the race by a random number generator, so if you show up, you could win. Everybody's encouraged to do really goofy liveries on their vehicles. Lots of sarcasm, lots of jokes about stuff in the news, anything meme related. All of these things are highly encouraged. If this does sound like something that you would like to get into, it's really easy. You do need iRacing, which is a subscription-based game. It's $13 a month, not too bad. An average gaming computer will handle it no problem. And then you'll need something to control a car, a cheap steering wheel and pedal kit, or if you just want to get into it and do the game controller, PlayStation 4 controller plugs directly into a PC, Xbox controllers plug into PC. It's not as finesse driving on the track, but it gets you racing and having some fun. But if this does sound like something that you do, want to look into, want to get into, go to isuckatracing.com and read through the page there, and go ahead and sign up. You'll contact one of the guys in our group. We have a Discord where, oh boy, it's right now, middle of the morning on a Sunday, we have 70 people online. We probably have 275 people offline. So on race nights, you know, we'll have huge amounts of people showing up. Lots and lots and lots of fun. But yeah, give that a shot. We will be doing that tonight. I will not be participating in this particular race. Sebring is one of the tracks that I haven't gotten yet. But I've done some liveries for some guys that'll be racing tonight. And gals. We've got plenty of both. The streaming event will be hosted by Bearded Sim Racer, Mr. Ryan Bauer, who has had the pleasure of streaming with NASCAR folks. Does a really nice, high-quality production job. So you can check that out on Twitch and YouTube. Just search for Bearded Sim Racer. I want to say that that's going to be going live at around 7 or 7:30 Central Time tonight, Sunday night, Valentine's Day. Hopefully, the Daytona race for NASCAR goes as planned. We'd hate for it to go too late and then people not want to show up to race because they're sitting there watching the NASCAR event. Daytona is always a good one. They always have a big crash, lots of fast speeds, and it just kind of sets the tone for the year. NASCAR is not the redneck sport that a lot of people think it is. There's actually a lot more into it, but occasionally you do get some fist fights and things like that, so it's entertaining. But yeah, check out the stream. I will be streaming later on. This season is going to be offering a lot of tracks that I love to race on, including some new ones I haven't raced on. Virginia International, Road America. We'll be racing at Watkins Glen. We will be doing figure eights at Irwindale. We've got just a lot of good racing over the next couple of months. Season 5 of the iRacing Lemons Challenge. And as I said, everybody's a winner. We don't have any championships. The best way to win is to sign up and race, or hop on Twitch or YouTube and just enjoy the carnage. It's a lot of fun. Definitely don't miss it. I will be streaming the races that I do in the future. And so you'll have some in-car camera coming from me, and then also keep an eye on the other folks that are doing it. Plenty of fun action going on. So for now, we're going to see what we need to do to get across this valley over here. And go pick up some new shoulders. Looks like we need to run across a bridge. I have been enjoying Shadowlands quite a bit. I have not played nearly as much as I would like to, but the storyline behind it is a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of the lore of Warcraft, and so being able to expand the story into the world of the dead is a really fun change of pace from just the world of demons or just, you know, general bad guys or what have you. Lots and lots and lots of fun. Hopefully before too long I'll be doing some slight upgrades to the computer here, which we would be bringing some more beautiful graphics. I currently have the graphics engine maxed out. I run everything cranked all the way up on Ultra. So it's fairly pretty, about as pretty as WoW can be, but they have included graphics for ray tracing to take advantage of the new hardware from NVIDIA, the RTX graphics cards, which do beautiful ray traced lighting and shadows. Oop, we're going to the wrong area here. And it really puts a nice spin on spell effects. One of the things that has kept WoW going over the years, even with the older looking graphics is that WoW was never meant to look realistic. It was meant to be a little bit cartoony, and you know, there's a lot of us that, yeah, we would like to see more detail in the world that we're in, but we wouldn't want the characters themselves to look too realistic. Maybe some, you know, better textures and things like that, you know, a little more detail on the character models, increased polygon counts, a little fancier lighting, but still keep the very animated
I have made
comic book
some
feel.
modifications to my signature parasol to absorb anima. Go, give it a whirl, won't you?
This is a fun one.
Splendid! You are a real natural. I just need to work on
Alright.
iteration a bit more.
There. Give us some boosts there. Alright, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, item level 141. Our guild likes to keep tabs on how everybody's doing with their gear. Oh, we've had a few people log in that I didn't see. Nice. So... the guild that I'm part of, we're actually a two-part guild. We are on both the Alliance and the Horde. We cover Paranold, Cairn, several different servers, Korgath, Frostmourne, we're all kind of in the same battle group. But on both the Horde side and Alliance side, we have a veterans group. And this group is comprised of active duty and retired disabled veterans, as well as their family members. Most of the people that you'll see online here are folks that are retired from the military. We do have a few younger folks that are still active duty, but we span from all branches of the military. We cover Navy, Air Force, Army, Marines. We do even have some Coast Guard folks in here. It's a great place for folks that have had similar lifestyles and, you know, folks that have gone through similar things because of their military duty. You'll be around other folks that have been through the same stuff that you have. It's a nice, friendly community.
Why would anyone walk anywhere?
I'm actually the guild leader for
Remember,
the
a safe flight
Horde side veterans group, and we really try to make it a supportive place, especially in the modern day. Modern veterans, you know, folks that are just retiring from active duty. A lot of those folks have seen deployments in Afghanistan, Iraq, Saudi, Kuwait, you know, some kind of rough areas, and a lot of their duty hasn't been, you know, smooth sailing, you know, no pun intended. We do stretch as far back as, you know, a couple Vietnam era, post-Vietnam. And so we try to make it a really, really good place for these guys and ladies too that, you know, might have had some issues with their services. You know, everybody's affected differently by what they've done when they're serving. And so we like to have a place where they can log on, we can group together and, you know, go and do things that are fun, not so serious, pretty lighthearted, you know, joke a lot. But if someone is having a bad day for any reason, we get it. You know, you're always surrounded by people that understand it and that know where you're coming from. You know, a lot of us have been through very similar things, and so we really do understand.
Wanderer.
Let's see, we're going to go to set that minus that. Apply. There we go.
May your
That pretty
feet
look.
find good trails.
And so we have open, active recruiting. The Alliance Guild is much more active than the Horde Guild. I'm not sure really why that is, but I do try to keep the Horde side up and running as much as I possibly can. Okay, well, I've gotten a few armor upgrades today on Linden here. So I think what we're going to do is switch over to the Horde side. See about a couple of dailies over there. Hopefully maybe get a piece of armor there as well. You can see here, prior to this expansion, I had a lot of leveling going on here. All of these characters were max level. So now with the expansion, we are into a whole new world. And so the level crunch was kind of weird. Leveling is kind of weird now. You don't go through nearly as many worlds as you did before. You can still go back and do those. They are all open, and as long as you're below level 50, they auto scale for you for the most part, so that it feels like you're leveling in the right place. You're getting good experience. You know, it's not a one-shot wonder everywhere you go. Once you do hit level 60, most everything turns to a one-shot wonder. And so going back and catching up on old quests, a lot of people do like going after the lore master stuff. They like to have high completion rates on their characters. I have done that on a couple of characters. It's not too hard for me, simply because this particular character has been around for a very, very long time. Turkey Pot Pie is a vanilla tune. He is about 15 years old, and so he has had a lot of the quest lines completed for many, many years. He is one of the oldest active characters still playing on the Paranoid server. And so it's fun to get him out. You'll get some of the veterans of the game that'll still remember his name. I used to be really heavy into PvP back in the day. During the Burning Crusade expansion specifically. PvP then, I think, was at a high point. Well, a lot of stuff for Outlaw specialization. Oh, doesn't look like much as far as...
The Arbiter sees all truths.
No real upgrades for equipment on this guy. He is a little higher in the equipment grouping there. He did level through the game. This expansion's a little bit different than previous ones as far as leveling. Once you've leveled one character through the game, you have the option to skip the storyline and go right to daily quests. I personally found that harder to level, but it gains renown for whatever faction you end up choosing very, very quickly. I have basically the same amount of renown I do on my druid as I do on my rogue here, and she has done far less world questing, and so as far as gaining renown, it is a good option. I do prefer going through the storyline simply because it does play out rather nicely and you learn a lot about the worlds that you're in, but if you've done that already once, it does give you the option to skip that and go right into the daily style questing, which a lot of people find a little less tedious. I do make sure to do it at least once, reading all of the quests. I'm a completionist and I like to soak up that lore. There's a wonderful guild name. Oh my god, look at that, look at it, oh my god. That's a good one. This mount bugged me. Alright. Come up here and check on what's going on at the seat of the Primus. Once you get your hall, this is kind of like your order hall in previous, like in Legion. You've got one of your 4 factions. I just happen to pick Maldraxxus as my faction because some of the skills on it are great for a rogue. This is the new mission board. One there. Yeah, might not win this one. Lost another one. Skip. No, looks like I failed. Which means we don't get much. That was a tough battle. It does look like everybody's healed up though, so. Let's see. Send those guys out. Okay. Checking my bags to see if we have any stuff we need to drop in. Oh. Looks like we've got a bunch of reserved anima. Let's go ahead and take that in.
All of these have been battle tested. Accept nothing but victory. My goods will serve you well. You here for inspection?
Okay.
Reach out and claim your glory.
Ooh. See, I need to readjust this. Speed, config. I like just a simple all black bar for the Titan panel up there. There, that looks a little better. We'll go ahead and get the Soul Wardens.
Has your weapon found a target today?
A lot of stuff in the maw. Yeah, that's where most of our stuff's going to be. Well, I think for today, we are probably going to go ahead and hop out of Warcraft. If you're viewing this, thank you for checking out Gomer's Gaming. Like I say, keep an eye out for activity on the stream, whether it's Warcraft or iRacing. Either way, try to keep it somewhat entertaining. The iRacing is probably a little more action-packed than the Warcraft is. But check back. Thanks for viewing, and we will catch you all later.